been going long. What are you talking about? So, are you a debut writer curious about the publishing process? Are you wanting to see a real step-by-step behind the scenes look at what it looks like? Then stick around because this video series is for you, and the whole playlist I will link right there. My debut book, The Summer of '94, has been out for over a month. We're gonna break down the sales, the ad campaign that I'm running, and what the Amazon marketing guy that I hired recommends that we do for future steps. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna talk about how it feels to accomplish a lifelong goal. I purchased a book from Amazon, and I also purchased a book from ingramspark. There were pros and cons about each book. Amazon had a very white page. Like, it wasn't kind of that off-white, so it's not so jarring. And it was a little more stiff. ingramspark had the floppiness, which is nice in a book. The pages are off-white, it's a little more subtle, but the page is see-through. I can see the words from this side of the page on this side. And I don't know what to do about that. That is a little disheartening. I don't know what to do about it. I'm still new about all of this. So I have pros and cons. I think I like the Amazon version a little bit more, just because, like, even though ingramspark is so smooth, it feels so buttery smooth, the page is too thin. There are my reviews about my book. Okay, so we're gonna hop over to my KDP account and get a little behind the scenes look at everything. Okay, so since June 20th, the paperback has been live, and from that start date to now, which I'm recording on August 17th of 2026, I have sold 34 copies. That includes paperback and Kindle, which I was like, dang, that's nice. To be honest with you, I was actually quite surprised at how much the royalty income was, which was also a nice surprise. I mean, I've heard about royalties and I've heard about sales. Have I looked in to see if they're the same? I assume they're the same, I guess. But on Amazon KDP, there's a tool that says royalties estimator, and I'm gonna click on that. And from June 20th till now, is that right? I have made an estimated $249.36, which again, amazing. And I tend to put that money right back into all of the Amazon ads that I am currently running. Something that was really nice was the Amazon lady of the publishing company emailed me and congratulated me on how well the book was performing on Amazon, on the Amazon charts, for someone like me, a debut author. It was also really cool to see the outsiders advertised on my main book page, which just means that the metadata for my book is working because they're kind of in the same genre, to a degree. Teen, coming of age, all that kind of stuff. I also liked seeing my book advertised as a new release when scrolling through Amazon's top 100 books on Amazon. That was so cool. Okay, so going back to probably around June 20th, maybe a little bit before June 30th, which was when my ebook went live, which was when everything was supposed to go live. I received an email with a list of the metadata report. So all of the keywords and tags that my book would perform well in. And this was part of the Amazon ads package that I had purchased. So here is the image of the metadata keyword report that I was given for my book. Now, I'm not gonna go into a big old detailed breakdown about these because I'm still relatively new to all of this. I don't know exactly everything that it says, like what it means, but I just know you wanna be kind of in that medium area. You don't want too high competition, you don't want too low competition. So trying to find that middle ground is the best. On July 3rd, I received an email congratulating me on my ads officially going live. Yay! Then I really didn't do a whole lot after that because life happened. There were some ups, there were some downs, there was some goods, and there was some not so goods, and crazy busyness ensued. And to be honest, I got a little burnt out of marketing. Just doing all the things I did on Instagram and Pinterest and just all the social media stuff. So I kind of just sat back and let the ads be my main source of marketing. Then on August 3rd, so about a month after the ads had gone live, I had a meeting with the Amazon marketing gentleman that I had hired. And we were gonna take a look at how well the book was performing or how not so well the book was performing.
I'm about ready to have a meeting, my very first meeting with the Amazon guy after spending over a month of running ads. So hopefully I can glean some more information on next steps on my book and how this whole advertising thing works.
When we were on the video call, we went over my ads. Let me see if I can find so here it says date range. When we looked at the month, see if I can do from July 3rd. I did have, I don't know why it's not showing it here now, but I did have over 200,000 impressions, which is flipping amazing. That means 200,000 eyeballs saw my ad or scrolled through my ad or something to that effect. That is wild to me that that many people saw some part of my ad. And then the next thing was the click-through rate, and it said that I had a 0.20% or 0.2% or something, which was good and was strong, which meant that the cover was compelling and people were clicking on the ads. Then he said that I had 416 clicks, which was very good. And we had 500 registered purchases when they clicked on my ad and then they purchased it. And then in the Kindle Unlimited program, there was 400 pages that had been read, which was also good.
The meeting with the Amazon guy went great. I am now going to turn it over to my other self to break it down for you in more detail on what our next steps are going to be.
What are some takeaways or what are some things that we can work on to get it better, to improve upon? So he said the things that we want to improve upon is the conversion ratio. The 416 clicks, which was good, and the 5 purchases, not so good. So they would like to have a 1 in 10 ratio, which means every 1 person out of 10 buy the book. He said some of the things that we need to work on are, the cover was good. He said the cover was good, the title and the description were good, and my A+ content was good. The things that he said we probably should work on are adding in a subtitle and getting more reviews. The last I looked, which was a while ago, but I was floored when I saw that there were 2 5-star reviews. As in, I saw the 2 5-star reviews, but no one had written anything. So I've been trying to slowly reach out to people who I know have read the book or bought the book and be like, hey, please leave a review. Then he said the other thing. So we have the subtitle, we have reviews, and then the last thing he said was the price is probably, for the ebook, is probably what's turning people off. Now, in the beginning of all of this, I was guided into prices for my paperback and for my ebook, and the price that I was guided to do was $8.99 for an ebook. And I was like, when I first heard that, I went, I thought that was too high, but I didn't know any better. They knew better, so I went with it. So the Amazon marketing guy, he recommends that we reduce the price to $4.99, having it underneath the $5 mark. So my homework was to add a subtitle, try and find reviews, and lower the price of my ebook and see how well we do after that. So right after our Zoom call, I immediately went to the metadata report and I looked at all the metadata, keywords, key tags, search engine thingies, all that good stuff. And I just got to typing. I would write the summer of '94, and then I would write the tag. And I kept going, and I just kind of like just spitballing, playing around with all the different keywords that I could come up with. And I wound up coming up with about 9 or so subtitles. And I immediately sent them in an email to the Amazon guy and said, here are the subtitles. And I explained that I put asterisks on 2 of the ones that I was leaning towards, and I wanted his professional opinion. Didn't have to do the ones that I recommended, but those were the ones that I was leaning towards. He got back with me within 24 hours and said that this one, which was one of the ones that I starred, was the best one for the metadata, for the report, for the keywords, for the niche, all of that good stuff. So I went into my KDP account and I wrote, and you can only do it on the ebook if you've already made your paperback live, which was very sad. And I'll show you where that's at. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so now we're in my KDP account. We're at you see the bookshelf, reports, community, and marketing up top. We're going to scroll down to the bottom, and as you can see, my Kindle ebook is live, my paperback is live. I've reduced it to $4.99. And you can see my subtitle right here, Summer '94, a 90s coming of age novel. I believe, yep, I did this. You go over to these 3 little dots, you hit the edit ebook details. And then this is where you would change or add to your title. You don't have to put the colon in, it does it for you. That's what he told me. You're then going to scroll down and not change any of this, and not change any of this, not change any of this, and then you would hit save and continue, and then you would hit, then it will take you to this tab, the Kindle ebook content. You just hit save and continue, and then then I went to the pricing, continue without saving, and then I went to the pricing spot, and I changed it to $4.99 USD, because I'm in America. And it does all the conversions for you in all the different countries and everything. And then you would just hit publish your Kindle ebook and just leave it at that. The last thing was that we were going to touch base in about a month. So probably around September 4th, we're going to touch base again and talk about what has been happening in the 2nd month of my book being live. How do I feel about accomplishing my lifelong goal? It has been a weird month. Not just because of my book, but some life situations happened, and it has just taken up a lot of my thoughts. I also, like I'd mentioned previously, got burnt out, and I just kind of needed to take a step back from social media, from making YouTube videos, and just take a break. Which I know is the wrong time to take a break, but for my sanity and my health, I needed to take a break. It is a weird feeling accomplishing a lifelong goal. You fixate on it so much, on accomplishing it, but never stop to think about how you're gonna feel afterwards. And now that I'm here, it felt interesting. Nothing big happened. I woke up the same like any other day. And I was talking to my husband about it, about this feeling that I had, and I couldn't put a name to it. And he aptly said that I felt indifferent. I do, and it's not that I am not excited about my book being out there or so flippin' appreciative of all those 34 purchases. Oh my gosh, I am so happy about those 34 purchases. They didn't have to buy my book, but they did. That's amazing. It's just this feeling, and I think it's just because I didn't know how I was supposed to feel afterwards. I finished it. There was no exploding fireworks. There was no trumpets sounding. It's just, okay, now I go on to the next book, I guess. So, accomplishing a lifelong goal, interesting, but good, super good, because now I can say I'm a flippin' published author. This is amazing. So I'm taking every single flippin' thing as a positive. How many people bought my book? That is amazing. 3 people gave me 5-star reviews. That is also amazing. I have made over $200 and almost $50. That is also flippin' amazing. I never expected my book to be viral. I knew it was going to be a very, very slow incline. So I am taking every single step as a learning step and a positive. This is so good for me. But with that, okay, I am going to be starting a new series on my channel. It is called the Writing Diary series vlog thing. You should totally stay tuned for that because we are writing my second book. This book has history, almost 20 years of history. It's great. I'm showing you actual like tidbits from the book, sneak peeks, things that I'm learning. I'm giving you deleted scenes, things that I've taken out, things that I'm adding, how I'm learning and growing with it. So there is some teachable moments, but it's like from my own experience that are making this book even better. And things that I've learned from writing this book, I am now implementing into my second book. And I am so excited about this series. I already have written probably like 4 of the Writing Diaries vlogs scripts. Looking at that oh, we're not recording. Here we go. Resume. Oh. Congrats. Is this where I go? Ah.